Hey guys, Ray from Love You RV. So I'm back with my final video from the 2021-22 Snowbird trip down south. This time we get back to the Pacific Northwest and everything turns brilliant green. They've had a lot of rain during the winter and early spring, so it was like as soon as we came through the Columbia Gorge here, and we hit this kind of dividing line and went from kind of brown right into green, and then we drove up through Washington State back to Vancouver Island. So I have some footage and photos from a few of our stops. We spent some time at this Memaloose State Park right down here, and then we went up to stay at Veterans Memorial Museum as part of the Harvest Host Network. So we overnighted there, and I visited the museum. I have some photos from there. Then we did a stopover at a favorite little place of ours, Little Creek Casino. They have some dry camping lot, and it's very close to where we take the ferry, so it's kind of like our last stop coming down, our first stop and our last stop going back, except for Walmart. We stopped overnight. We had the early morning ferry across to Victoria at 8:20, so we had to be there at 7 o'clock to get ready to load and everything. So we just overnighted at the Walmart Supercenter and did some grocery shopping. So I'll give you a closer look at each of those through the map. This is Memaloose State Park here, and it was a good base to explore the Columbia River Scenic Gorge. One cool spot I have some videos is, I guess it's Rowena Crest Viewpoint. Just beautiful. You go up this really windy road up to the top, and there's amazing views below. Then we went and visited down the gorge. Drove down. There's a Columbia River Gorge National Scenic Area, and there's the old Highway 30 kind of runs through here. And one of the coolest spots is this Vista House right here. It's perched right up on this edge here. So we visited there. We also stopped at another viewpoint here where you could see the Vista House. So you got some really good views right down the gorge from there. So I have some video of that. As far as the Veterans Memorial Museum, that was really a neat stop. It's in Chehalis, Washington, just an easy off of Interstate 5 here. And we were able to camp right in their kind of parking area. Overnighted. Next morning I went in and explored the museum. They had all kinds of cool displays, sort of from all the way back to like the early U.S. wars all the way to present day. They had different displays, but it was more aimed at the veterans, and so there was all kinds of uniforms and stuff they used in the war. Really cool spot. Enjoyed that stopover. The Little Creek, we stay right here in this dry camping area, and there also is an RV park, but it's a little more expensive, and we really don't need the hookups, so we just overnighted in this dry camping area. So I have some footage on the ground and some information about that casino. And then the Walmart here, they do allow overnighting. They had a nice area right over here, sort of to the side, so we just camped onto the side here and went in and actually spent about $600 on stuff going back, loaded up our pantry and our medicine cabinet and stuff like that. So we got a full rig all stocked up, because a lot of the stuff is a lot cheaper in the US than Canada, so anything like that we loaded up on. And then it's an easy trip just over to the ferry here from there. Right in here is where the ferry goes and heads over to Victoria to end another fine trip south. So let's get to the photos and video. So, quick stopover on our way back to British Columbia. We're off Interstate 5 in southern Washington. Stopped at a town called Chehalis and overnighted at a museum, Veterans Memorial Museum. It's part of the Harvest Host program. So we get a free overnight here. They just put us across from the museum, so I'm going to go in this morning before we leave and check it out. It's supposed to have some interesting displays and stories about the war veterans. A little noisy with the interstate right beside us, but we don't mind. So that was super interesting. I'm glad we stopped. They just had tons and tons of displays to look at, things to read about the old wars and the soldiers in it, all kinds of memorabilia. Well worth the stop. Well, here we are at our second to last stopover before we cross back into Canada and onto Vancouver Island. We're just a couple-hour drive from Port Angeles. It's a casino called Little Creek Casino. It's near Olympia, outside the smaller town of Shelton, Washington. It's been a good stopover over the years for us because it's close to Port Angeles, where we go back and use the ferry often. You can see we're just in the back lot here. There's a big gravel lot in the back area that they allow dry camping. There's also an RV park just beside it. I'm not really sure of the current rates. The back lot, they've been really cracking down. I guess they've probably had a lot of problems with homeless people and stuff getting in there and maybe kind of squatting. So when I first started coming here, 8 or 9 years ago, you could just pull in, camp, no one would say anything to you. Then they started to have you go into the hotel desk and register. They give you like a 3-day pass for free. Now it's $15 for a 3-day pass, and they also make you give them your driver's license, insurance, and registration, and they photocopy them. They say they shred them after, but I guess they're having a lot of problems with maybe uninsured vehicles or people leaving RVs abandoned or something like that. Anyway, it's still a good stopover for us. $15 for 3 nights. We're just going to spend 2 nights and then head on up to Port Angeles. Got kind of a nice duck pond going on right now. A mother duck and some ducklings in there. Lots of red-winged blackbirds around. And then the actual casino's pretty nice. They have a nice buffet and restaurant. And just up over there they have a golf course. And then of course they have the standard, native casinos usually have the fuel station. So, good stopover.